So we have a new. We're gonna call it a segment, and Russ can yell at me later. And it's tentatively called Scriptease. That's right, script.
Love that.
We're gonna have Alex and Jack read a scene from a movie script. Now they don't know the scene, they don't know the movie. About a 10% into it or so, Jeff and I are gonna throw some curveballs. Whether it be Jack, you need to read it in an accent, or Alex, you need to do it with your hand over your mouth or something like that. And they will then finish the scene having these curveballs thrown at them. Now, Jeff and I do know the movie, and Jeff and I will be helping the scene move along via narration and other characters. It's like a table read. So without further ado, this week, Reed, do we have something for this week?
How does this work?
Don't you worry. We'll take it to you. We're going to have you read. You got it? You got the little...
That life finds a way.
Is that our scene?
That is from Jurassic Park. Now, Alex and Jack, in your inboxes, you will have a PDF from me.
Yeah.
The password to open the PDF is poop.
What?
P-O-O-P.
Ryan.
No, it's my password for everything, so...
Okay.
So Alex,
Am I
you're
Malcolm
going
or
to be
Hammond?
Malcolm and Muldoon.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah.
Jack, you're going to be Hammond. Ryan is the narrator and Ellie. Jeff, you're going to be both Wu and Grant. Okay. Open scene.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Getting character, you ready?
Yeah. Okay. What's my motivation?
Hammond puts on a pair of plastic gloves. The egg begins to crack. The robotic arm moves away. A baby dinosaur tries to get out, just its head sticking out of the shell. Hammond reaches down and carefully breaks away egg fragments, helping the baby dinosaur out of its shell.
Come on, then. Out you come. They imprint
on the...
Sorry.
No, Jack, no.
That actually was Jack's line. It's my bad. Jack, continue on, please.
They imprint on the first living creature they come in contact with. That helps them to trust me. I've been present for the birth of every animal on the island. Just look at that.
Surely not the ones that have been bred in the wild.
Actually, they can't breed in the wild. Population control is one of our security precautions here. There is no unauthorized breeding in Jurassic Park.
How do they know they can't breed?
Because all the animals in Jurassic Park are female. We've engineered them that way.
Hammond keeps his attention trained on the new dinosaur.
There you are. Out you come.
Oh my God! Okay, pause. At this moment, Alex, you are going to continue both of your characters as a creepy older guy who can only really whisper into a microphone. Jack, you are going to continue your character as a prototypical California surfer bro. Okay, here we go. So, Ellie. Oh my God!
Could I have a tissue, please?
Right away. Coming right up.
The animal is now free. Hammond sets into carefully next to its shell. Grant picks it up and holds it in his palm of his hand under the incubator heat light.
Blood temperature feels like high 80s.
Will?
91.
Grant picks up the large broken half shell, but the robotic arm snatches it back out of its hand and puts it down.
Oh, yes. It holds that temperature? Incredible.
Malcolm is looking at Hammond, skeptical.
Malcolm?
Did I lose my place? Shit.
Yeah.
Yes, sure did. But again, how do you know they're all female? Does someone go into the park and lift up the dinosaur skirts?
We control their chromosomes. It's not that difficult. All vertebrate embryos are inherently female anyway. It just takes an extra hormone at the right developmental stage to create a male. We simply deny him that.
Your silence intrigues me, man.
John, the kind of control you're attempting is not possible. If there's one thing in the history of evolution has taught us, it's that life will not be contained. Life breaks free. It expands to new territories. It crashes through barriers. Painfully, maybe even dangerously. But, well, there it is.
Ellie listens to him, impressed.
Watch your head. Support her.
Grant, ignoring the other, the others, picks up the baby dinosaur and holds it on the palm of his hand under the incubator's heat light. He spreads the tiny animal out on the back of his hand and delicately runs his finger over its tail, counting the vertebrae. A look of puzzled recognition crosses his face.
You're telling me a group composed entirely of females will breed?
I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
You can't control anything. I agree with that. I like that. Ellie walks over to Malcolm. He smiles at her, too warmly. You can talk. I don't know how to say it. You're just articulate. You say everything that I think, that I feel. It's exciting. I find it so exciting. You can't control life. Life will find a way.
That's right. We'll break through.
I just get a little...
I know, it's very exciting.
And scary.
And scary.
When people try to control things that it's out of their power...
It's anti-nature.
Yeah, it's anti-nature. Grant doesn't notice as he's still obsessed with the infant dinosaur, measuring and weighing it on a nearby lab bench. He stops, a strange look on his face. He knows what this animal is, but it can't be.
What species is this? It's a velociraptor, okay?
Grant and Ellie turn slowly and look at each other, then look at him and astonished.
You've bred raptors?
All right, now we're outside in the raptor pen. Grant charges across the compound, a fire in his eyes, ahead of Ellie, Malcolm, and Gennaro. I don't know who that is. Hammond struggles to keep up.
Dr. Grant, we plan to show you the raptors later, after lunch.
But Grant has stopped abruptly next to the velociraptor pen, which we recognize as the heavily fortified cage we saw earlier, which the San Quentin towers, whatever. Grant stands up against the fence, eyes wide, dying for a glimpse. Hammond catches up, slightly out of breath.
Dr. Grant, as I was saying, man, we laid out lunch for you to head into the park. Alejandro, our gourmet chef.
What are they doing?
As they watch, a giant crane lowers something large down into the middle of the jungle foliage inside the pen. Something very large. It's a steer. The poor thing looks disconcerted as hell, flailing its legs in the air.
Feeding them. Alejandro's preparing a delightful meal for us. Chilean sea bass, I believe. Shall we?
Grant goes up to the viewing deck. The others follow, staring as the steer disappears into the shroud of foliage. The line from the crane hangs for a moment. The jungle seems to grow very quiet. They all stare at the motionless crane line. It jerks suddenly, like a fishing pole finally getting a nibble. There's a pause, and then a frenzy. The line jerks every which way. The jungle plants away and snap! From some frantic activity within. There's a cacophony of growling, of snapping, of wet crutches that mean the steer is literally being torn to pieces, and it almost makes it worse that they can't see anything of what's going on, and then it's quiet again. The line jerks a few times and stops. Slowly the sound of the jungle starts up again.
Fascinating animals, man. Fascinating.
Oh my God.
Give time. They'll outdraw the T-Rex, I guarantee it.
I want to see them. Can we get closer or what?
Ellie puts a hand on his arm, like calming an overexcited child. Alan, these aren't bones anymore.
We're still perfecting a viewing system. The raptors seem to be a bit resistant to integration into a park setting.
They should all be destroyed. They turn around and look at the man who spoke. It's Robert Muldoon, the grim-faced man who was present at the accident at the beginning. Is 40-ish, British. He joins them and takes his hat off. When Muldoon talks, you listen.
Robert Muldoon, my game warden from Kenya. Bit of an alarmist, I'm afraid, but, he's dealt with raptors more than anyone.
Mr. Grant?
Oh, is that me? What?
Alan
Not
Grant.
highlighted here.
Tell me, what kind of metabolism do they have? What's their growth rate?
Am I still an old man, even though it's a different character?
Yes, you're a British old man now.
Oh, yes, I'm Grant. Alan Grant, right? What? I'm Alan Grant. Tell me what kind of metabolism do they have? What's their growth rate or rate of growth?
They're lethal at 8 months, and I do lethal. I've hunted most things that can hunt you, but the way these things move...
Fast for a biped?
Cheetah speed! 50, 60 miles per hour if they ever go out in the open. They're astonishing jumpers.
Yes, which is why we take extreme precautions. The viewing area below us will have an 8-inch tempered glass set in a reinforced steel frames to...
Do they show intelligence? With the brain cavity like theirs, we assumed...
They show extreme intelligence, even problem solving, especially the big one. We bred 8 originally, but when she came in, she took over the pride and killed all but 2 of the others. That one, when she looks at you, you can see she's thinking of working things out. She's the reason we've had to feed him like this. She had them all attacking the fences when the feeders came.
The fences are electrified, right?
That's right. Sorry, I fell asleep for a moment there. But they never attacked the same place twice. They were testing the fences for weaknesses, systematically. They remembered.
Behind them, the crane whirs back to life, raising the cable back up out of the raptor pen. The guests turn and stare at the end portion of the cable becomes visible. The steer has been dragged completely away, leaving only the tattered, bloody harness. Hammond claps his hands together excitedly.
Who's hungry? After you, my dear.
And Steve.
Yay! And scene.
All right.
I landed. I feel like I landed on like fucked up David Attenborough by the end of that.
Oh man, that was funny.
That was really fun.
What in the hell? So that's a bit. Boris Johnson.
Portion, a healthy portion.
Oh my god,
Well done, boys.
that was
good.
insane.
Yeah,
Nice
that was
reading.
fun.
That's probably one of my favorite things we've ever done.
Yeah.
I think we should do that for a while on the show.
Yeah, I love that.
If for no one else's entertainment, just our own. Oh my god.